My stepfather kept barging into my room without permission. I made him afraid of his own house. When my mom married Craig when I was 17, he seemed like an okay guy who fixed cars for a living and made my mom happy after my dad died. He moved into our house, and at first everything was fine because he mostly stayed in the garage working on his projects, and I stayed in my room doing homework or talking to friends. We had this unspoken agreement where we didn't bother each other, and it worked perfectly for about 2 months. Then Craig decided he needed to be a father figure or something. It started with him walking into my room without knocking to tell me dinner was ready. I asked him to please knock first, and he laughed, saying it was his house now too, and doors were meant to be open. My mom told me to be respectful since Craig was just trying to bond with me. The next week it got worse. He'd burst in while I was changing and act like it was no big deal. When I started locking my door, he removed the lock, saying teenagers didn't need privacy in his house. I was changing behind my closet door and doing homework in the bathroom just to have some space. My mom said I was being difficult, and Craig was just checking on me like any parent would. Then Craig started his random inspections. He'd storm into my room at random times looking for drugs or boys or whatever he thought teenage girls hid. He went through my drawers while I was at school and rearranged everything to his idea of organized. He'd walk in at midnight to make sure I was actually sleeping. One time, I was video calling my friend about homework, and he burst in yelling about inappropriate online behavior. When he realized it was just math homework, he still took my laptop for a week to check my browser history. My mom backed him up, saying he was protecting me. The breaking point was when I came home from school to find Craig had removed my bedroom door completely. He said if I had nothing to hide, then I didn't need a door. My mom agreed that this would help us become a family. I had to change in the bathroom and couldn't even have a phone conversation without Craig hovering nearby. That's when I decided Craig needed to learn about boundaries the hard way. First, I started with his garage sanctuary. Every time he left, I'd go in and slightly move his tools. Not enough for him to immediately notice, but enough to make him feel something was off. His hammer would be on the wrong hook. His screwdrivers would be in different drawers. He started getting paranoid and installed a lock on the garage. Perfect. Next, I targeted his bedroom. When he was at work, I'd go in and make tiny changes. Move his pillow to the other side. Switch his alarm clock to military time. Put his shoes on the wrong sides. He started accusing my mom of messing with his stuff, but she had no idea what he was talking about. He installed a lock on their bedroom too. Then I got creative. I signed Craig up for every free catalog and newsletter I could find. Hundreds of them. Suddenly, he was getting mail about teenage girl problems, menopause supplements, and parenting advice for difficult teens. I used his work email for forums about privacy rights and controlling behavior. His boss asked why he was getting so many emails about teenage rebellion at the company address. The masterpiece was the motion sensors. I bought cheap ones online and hid them around the house. Every time Craig walked past one, it would quietly click or beep. He couldn't figure out where the sounds were coming from and started thinking the house was haunted or bugged. He'd spend hours searching for the source while I sat in my doorless room doing homework innocently. Within 3 weeks, Craig was a wreck. He'd jump at every small sound. He was convinced someone was stalking him because his stuff kept moving and he was getting weird mail. He actually called the cops about harassment, but they found nothing. He started sleeping with a baseball bat and installed cameras in the garage. My mom thought he was having a midlife crisis. The end came when Craig found one of the motion sensors behind the bathroom mirror. He completely lost it and accused me of pranking him. When my mom asked for proof, all he had was a tiny device that could have come from anywhere. He sounded insane, ranting about move tools and mysterious beeping. My mom actually suggested he see someone for anxiety. Craig ended up moving out to a studio apartment to get some peace and quiet. He told my mom he needed space to figure things out. They're still married, but he only comes over for dinner sometimes and always looks nervous in the house. The first thing I did after he left was buy a new door for my room with a really good lock. My mom never said a word about it. She even knocks before entering now. Turns out respecting privacy is pretty easy when you realize what it's like to lose your mind from not having any.